Hello everyone. Hi, welcome back to another video with me. My name is Cotton Candy Doll. If you're new here, welcome all. Welcome. Hi. This is a shifting video. This video is going to be really long. I have a lot of explaining to do about everything. I also brought my little buddy here, Lyceris. Lyceris is a teddy bear. Lyceris has a lot of great advice. Whenever I feel down or I feel sad, I know I need teddy bear therapy. I just hug him and then he'll slap me back into reality when I press this button. I don't know if you guys will be able to hear. I'm going to try to hold him close. Let's see.
Never give up hope. If life is hard, that's just life. And when life gives you lemons, don't make lemonade. Make combustible lemons and burn down life's house.
All right, so that's basically his advice to me. I'm so grateful for Teddy's advice. I'm so grateful. Okay, Lyceris, I'm going to sit you back in your spot, okay? There you go. All right, so anyway, I do want to jump into my shifting video, but before I do that, I would like to make an announcement. I have decided to do my live question and answers video on February 6th at 12 p.m. That's on Saturday. And then I'm going to be doing another live questions and answers video on Monday at 5 p.m. and that's February 8th. So like I was saying in my previous video, if you guys cannot make the live questions and answers video, then you guys can leave in the description all of the questions that you have for me and I'll be able to answer them. Like I'll probably answer those questions first before I do the other ones because I'm pretty sure that all the other people that are in the chat with me are probably going to be so busy answering their questions I might forget about yours. So I'm just going to put yours first. That way we get your stuff out of the way and I can take care of the other people that are asking me. So I'm also going to be making my videos a lot longer because I want to add a lot more shifting aspects to the video. I also want to introduce shifting for those of you who are new to shifting, who don't know what it is, because my methods are completely different. I'm basically an alien compared to what everyone else does. I've seen a lot of methods on there and I'm nothing like them, like whatsoever. But like I'm different. So like I said, I'm an alien. Compared to a lot of methods are like alien. I am an alien. Not a human, I don't think. Anyway, I'm gonna jump into my shifting video because I feel like this video is gonna be so long anyway. I have so much to explain to you guys from the last time I was at Toshinori, my love's house, from the time I went there again. And yes, I did go again, and this time I went during the daytime. I did not sneak up or try to stalk anybody or anything like that. But I also said if I went back, I didn't know what his reaction would be to me when I came back there. I didn't know if he would tell me he would need me to go through some type of punishment before we can go on our date. But I specifically remember him telling me that he would take me out on a date if I came there during the daytime and stopped stalking him at night. However, I did go back there again to observe him and watch him. After that was when I got caught. Like after he told me to stop coming, and then I came back. You guys already know what, like, you guys, for those of you who are watching who are not new, oh, all my newcomers, welcome to you. Welcome all. Did I say that already? I think I did. Anyway, you guys already know what happened in the previous videos. I do want to jump right into my story time shifting video. I'm just gonna tell you guys what happened when I went back. So I basically went there in the morning time because I didn't want to shift there at night. Oh, also before I tried going there, I did try to use my black bowl. I got my black bowl and I filled it with the water, and I tried to see, like, just to make sure that it was safe to go there. And I consulted my guide, and I did all of that stuff before I got ready to leave. And once I got ready to leave, I looked in and I did not see Toshinori, my love. I saw nothing close to him. I did see something. Okay, it wasn't anything good. I don't even know what it means. I still don't understand. I mean, I I I'm not going to ruin your shifting experience for you because I want you to have a chance to enjoy it. So I'm not even going to tell you what was there. It was a human, probably. Actually, it might not have been a human. It may have been something else posing as a human. That's what it looked like. It looked like someone. I know I'm just ending up telling you guys anyway, right? This looked like someone. Um, they basically tried to make themselves look as human as possible, but they were not human. They were trying to be. They were trying to basically imitate like a Caucasian male, and the clothes and stuff didn't go right. The skin didn't go right with like their face and their hands. Basically, they were not. Their eyes were like their eyes were red, but their red was like kind of runny. It was so weird. It was like attached to like the bottom part of their eyelids. And every time they rubbed it, it like rubbed on their face. Anyway, that was what I saw. And you know that when you see something, if you can see, if you have this ability, it doesn't go away. You can't close your eyes and make it go away. You know, turning away, looking away isn't going to turn that vision away because it's there. And that's the thing about the reflection. When you see what's there, you're going to see what's there, regardless. And that's why I don't use that method. I don't use that to look into. I don't use that to look into Toshinori's home. I use that to see like if it's like safe to actually travel. You'll know because you'll know there's like a error there. I thought I was gonna see like a speck of light. I thought I was gonna see something like that. And usually you can tell. I have a lot of explaining to do to you guys because you're probably really confused based off of what I told you. I don't normally use a bowl of water at all to look. Crystal balls scare the daylights out of me just because I can see everything that reflects around me. So I try not to, even if I'm walking past a store that has one, sometimes if I'm walking past a glass like piece or mirror or something, I'll just try not to look at it. I'll try to walk straight like and try not to because I don't want to see whatever is there because I can't unsee it. Anyway, okay, jump to the story. So I shifted to Toshinori's house. I knock on his door, and there's no answer, and I can't figure out like what I should do. Is he asleep or what? So it's like okay. So I'm standing outside of the door, and it opens, and out comes Toshinori. He opens the door really wide, and he's only wearing a white towel. So the towel is covering him from the waist down, his chest and everything's out, and I'm just like, and I'm trying not to. Have you ever met a drop dead, like gorgeous guy before? Have you ever seen a drop dead gorgeous guy? And he looks at you and you try not to smile. You try to like you try to say hi, but a smile like starts to creep onto your face. It's kind of like that. It's like a smile started like creeping on my face. And like, hey, I'm like, damn it, he's gonna think I'm creepy. Stop smiling, stop smiling, stop smiling. Like this is what I'm thinking to myself. And I'm like, and he goes, oh, you came during the day. Come on inside. And he like pushes the door like this with his fingers and the door just kind of like goes open. And you know, I just walk in. I walk in and I close the door. And I don't think I've ever been to any part of Toshinori's house because I always go into his bedroom. I know those are the words of a creeper, right? I just climb in through the window. Yeah. Anyway, so I ended up going walking into his kitchen and his floor is like tiled. It's like a brown tiled floor and there's like in between it is like these little white square. Like you can tell where they kind of outlined the square. I think that's what is it? It's like whatever that pasty stuff is they use to like hold it together. That was there, but it was like this it looked nice. It doesn't look like how I'm telling you, it looked better. And there was like a counter. So the whole countertop was like a marble and it had a cherry wood brown color and it was like kind of wrapping around. His kitchen almost kind of reminded me of a bar. It didn't have bar stools. He had like a table and then next to the table was a window and there was curtains there. The curtains were like a white color and they had like a tablecloth over it. And the chairs were just there were only like two chairs there. So I think he really just got it because it came with the table. You know how you get a table and it's like, oh, it only comes with one or two chairs, or oh, this table comes with two chairs. So you grab the two chairs. Anyway, I decide to sit down in the chair. And he comes over and he hands me a blue mug full of coffee. and he sits it down in front of me. And he doesn't say a word, guys. He just turns his back and he goes back to, he pours himself. I see himself pouring, he's pouring himself some coffee. So I'm sitting there with the coffee and I look over at the refrigerator and it's like a silver, it's one of those stainless steel ones. This house is just really nice, better than what I thought. I look over and see his couch and it's like black leather couch and he has a flat screen TV and he has like these centerpieces. Like there's like one here and one here. They're like pillars and they have these round like glass balls, but inside of them are like plants. It was insane and like soil. Um, so the root of the plant was like green and it was like it was coming out like this. It was just the weirdest thing. I don't really know what that was. Was it like a tree? I don't really remember if it was like a tree or if it was a plant. But he had two of them here and there were stairs on each side. I didn't know his house was this big. All I saw was the room. I knew the room was huge, but like the inside of his house was like, holy cow. So he didn't take off, he didn't like go in the other room to like take his towel off and change into clothes. He was still in his towel. He has his back turned to me. So I'm sitting there with the coffee. I didn't drink it. I'm just like kind of like have it wrapped around my hands and like taking in like the warmth of it. And I decided to wear like this off-white dress because I wanted to be like I wanted to dress like a Lolita, but I'm still learning that. And so I had like these white boots that I got. They were lace up boots that only lace up to like, they don't lace all the way up to the knee. They lace almost up to the knee and they stop. You guys have probably seen them before. I had that and I had on this off-white dress and underneath it I was wearing like tights because I wear tights with them because when I wear the high socks, whenever I cosplay or anything, whenever I do like dances on stage for a Honey Tea Make Cafe, my socks always roll down. So I found that either wearing tights or stockings worked better with it. So I decided to do that instead. So I'm sitting there and I'm trying, and I don't really want to drink out of it because I don't want to get anything on my dress. And his back is turned, his hair is like, his hair is wet. So like this part, the parts that are usually like sticking up like this, that part is down. And all of his hair, and his hair looks longer. It's like down his back. And so he looks at me like kind of like this. And he has like a serious look on his face. And I'm like, okay. And I have my coffee and then when he looks over at me, it's so intimidating that like I pick up my drink a little bit and I just take like a small sip and then I put it down. And so I like my coffee with like sugar and cream in it. There was nothing in it. So I decided just to ask him. I was like, can I have some creamer with it, my coffee? Can I have some sugar maybe? You have sugar or creamer here? He goes, no, I don't drink. I don't put creamer in my coffee and I don't put sugar in my coffee. I was like, but I know you have sugar in your house. You have to have sugar. Everybody has sugar. And he goes, I don't use it for my coffee. And I said, oh, can I use it for my coffee? Because if you want me to drink it, can you? And I don't know why the coffee tastes so good. It was freaking delicious. It was delicious even without the sugar. I was just so dang on nervous that I just wanted to, you know, because I know that I've been shifting to his house and I know he said, you're gonna have to pay up for like sneaking into my house and all this. So like he hands me this little container. It's like tiny. It's only like this big and it's got like this much sugar in it. And I'm like, so then like I take off the lid. It's like a plastic lid, and I pour the rest of the whatever's in there, and I do like this, and he kind of looks over at me again, and I kind of want to say like, what the heck is the problem here? Like I kind of want to ask him like, what's the problem? But then he's like, if you're done with that, then are you ready to accept your punishment right now? So I'm like sitting there like this, and I'm like, no. I go, no, because I'm like, I mean, I came here in the daytime. What do you want? Like, what more do you want? Like, I did what you said, and his back is still turned to me. Like, what the heck? And he won't even look at me. He's like, you've like broken my rules. You didn't break my rules once, but every day you came here, he said he's been trying to get me to come back there, and he hasn't been able to do it ever since the encounter with my guide, where he touched my guide and my guide started howling and all that. He hasn't been able to, and I don't know what happened between them when he did that. When he like put his hand on top of my guide's head, I don't know what happened between them, and I didn't ask my guide because I don't feel like. I mean, I kind of don't really care. He's my guide, so it's like, what the heck? It's his business, whatever business he has. Anyway, my guide is doing what he has to do. He's protecting me like he's supposed to. So you're trying to pull me somewhere he doesn't want me to go. He's going to be more possessive of me than you ever will be, just because he is basically like kind of he's me. We're one, basically. Except that he's here to protect me. Anyway, I don't know if you guys understand. I'm going to explain more guides. I'm going to explain about guides later so that you guys understand better. Right here, just went in my eye. Sorry about that, guys. Anyway, so he's like, so you're not going to accept your punishment then. And I was like, then what? Are you going to cancel the date? I'm like, please don't cancel the date on account of me not wanting to be punished for something that I stopped doing, after you asked me. And he goes, it's just the fact that you did it when I asked you not to. And you did it several times. Like, you didn't even care. You didn't take heed to it. You didn't listen. That means that my words have no meaning to you. That means that um, that means that I don't really mean as much to you as you think. Then, if you're not willing to accept a punishment, then that means that. And I'm like, fine, whatever, All Might. I'm like, you know what? Okay, fine. And I'm just like, I'm kind of like, okay, I get what he's saying. I get it. Guys, I messed up, okay? I messed up big time. I know that I crossed the line, but it's like, what the heck? So then he goes, okay, well, I'm going to give you a choice. He goes, I'm going to give you two options. There's the first, he said the first punishment is a spanking, for sure. And he says the second one is something different from that. It's not gonna be, it's not gonna be anything like receiving like a spanking or anything. And of course, I'm going to go with the second one, right? Because the second one is going to be way better and all that. And he's still kind of giving me the cold shoulder. He still has his back turned to me all weird and stuff. And I'm just like, okay. So I'm like, I go with him. We go back to his room. And he hasn't like made any attempt to change out of his towel and put like clothes on. He's just walking in front of me, his luscious chest out and everything. And I'm just staring at him all lusted and stuff. I'm trying not to lust, but I can't help it because it's right in front of me. So I'm just like, okay. So he walks over by the bed and he sits down and he goes, so which one do you want? Do you want one? Do you want do you want to receive like the spankings or do you want to receive the second one? But I can't tell you what the second one is until after you told me which one you choose. I told you what the first one was, but I'm not telling you what the second one is. And so I go, okay, well, and I'm thinking that's not really fair. Like, but then I did break the rules and I did, I know, okay, so if I get, if he gives me a spanking, it's gonna hurt like hell, okay? First off, it's Toshinori. All right. And then also, he's not tiny right now. It would be great if he was small, but for some reason, every time I've seen him, he's been really big. I like him both big and small. I love him just the way he is. I've always loved him because he's just like so special to me. He's the most special person to me ever. And I just long to be with him so much that I'm willing to take this punishment. I mean, this is nothing. I can take this, right? Because it's just him. It's just him doing what he said he would do. He's keeping his word. And I'm guessing he just keeps his word. And then he comes back and then then he gets up and he goes, all right, well, why don't we go on our date and then, afterwards we'll come back here and then you can decide which one since you can't really decide right now. And I said, okay, that sounds like a better idea to me. Let's go have fun and let's just forget all about this. That's what I'm thinking in my head. Get stressed and everything. He comes out, his whole attitude changed. He goes, how you doing? And then like his hand is behind his back like this, and he pulls out a flower and he hands it to me. Guess what kind of flower it is, guys? You'd never guess. OMG, it's a carnation. It's a white carnation. So he hands me the white carnation. I go, thank you, that's all. And he goes, let's go. And he takes my hand and we're walking. And so like I'm on cloud nine right now. I'm like on cloud nine, guys. We're walking. We're walking out the door. We're like holding hands while walking down the street. And I go, where's your car? Are we gonna drive there? And he goes, it's right there. And he points right there, and there's the amusement park right there. Now, to me that feels kind of weird because it's like, oh, we're going to the park. Oh, it's right there. Like, no, like, when does that ever happen? Like, but since I'm in this DR, I guess everything's starting to go. Maybe for the first time, it feels like it's going my way. Like it's actually happening the way that I want it to. Especially since we have this thing behind us, and my whole I'm clever enough that I can just make him forget about what happened. He's not even gonna remember that I owe him anything because I'm sly like that. Anyway, so we go to the amusement park, and the first thing I say is, we have to find cotton candy. And he goes, oh, that's right. I know you love cotton candy. I'm like, exactly. That's why her name is Cotton Candy, doll. That's why I look like cotton candy. That's why I smell like cotton candy. That's why I taste like cotton candy. And he starts laughing when I make that joke. So we run over to the stand. And he buys me a big, huge bag of cotton candy, and I'm eating it. And I look over at there's like a boat, and it's going like this, and it says like fisherman on it, and there's like a fish, a huge bass fish. It's almost like the bass fishing logo. It's got like it doesn't make any sense, but we got on it, and it was like it was going like up and down like this, and then and we're just smiling. I'm like smiling at him. I'm on cloud nine, and like so we get off the ride, and I'm like. I grab onto his arm and I'm like hugging on his arm. And he's like, come on, cotton candy doll, let's go this way. And I'm like, where are we going? He goes, this, we're gonna go to the haunted house over here. And I'm like, oh, the haunted house is gonna be so scary. He goes, it's not scary at all, I promise. So we go in there, and I'm like, I'm laid up on him, and a ghost come out of nowhere, and they're like, boo, and they're like, ah, everyone's like, ah, and I'm just like laughing. But I have my head on Toshinori's shoulder because I know he's gonna protect me, and he just feels so big and warm. And this is like the best date of my life. I'm so happy. We're walking like arm in arm, and we get out. We leave out of the haunted house, and it's nighttime. And I'm like, okay, well, I was like, well, it was just like daylight, right? He goes, no, it was actually getting dark when we went into the haunted house. And I'm like, it wasn't really I go, no, it wasn't really getting dark. And he's like, well, let's get ready to leave then. And I start kind of like start feeling a little bit sad because I'm like, oh, we're leaving already? What the heck? And then I look over and I see like all these I see all of these little stuffed animals inside of the this so it's basically like this thing. It's like all glass, you can see through it, and like it has like hands like this that reach down and get it. It's like hands, but it's like more than one, so like you can choose which one. So it's like in a row. It's like how many was it? One, two, three, four. There's like four or five of them or something, and it was like red. So it had red, and it had like the metal hands, and the metal hands come down and get it. And I said, Toshinori, can you please win one of those for me? I would be so grateful if you did. And I'm trying to put in his head more. I'm trying to I'm trying to give him as much as possible to think about, so that he can forget about our previous talk. I'm hoping that I can actually ship back before we get back to his house because I actually didn't want to deal with that. But actually, I don't think I would ever do that. If he remembered, I think I would just deal with it because I wouldn't want to break our agreement that we made before we left the house. Also, I need to be a woman of my word. I am a woman too, so I'm not I'm not someone who's gonna like back out. I'm not gonna back down on what our arrangement we made. I keep my word too, so it can't be that hard. Anyway, he goes and he plays the third one. It comes down and it doesn't get the little doggy. We're trying to get like this little black and white doggy. We can't get it. So I tell him to try another one. I told him I want the elephant because the elephant is my favorite animal. So he tries to use that one, and he's not able to get any of them. And he's like, "Dang it, what's wrong with this?" And I said, "Try to get another one. I want the giraffe." I'm just naming like all this stuff in there just to like waste more time, and it's getting darker and darker and darker. And then he goes, "Okay, well, I can't really I'm not winning of the any of these." And I go, "Oh, that makes me kind of sad, but I'm glad that I got all the other stuff I did. I'm glad I got the cotton candy. I'm glad we got to go to a haunted house and really and right on the like the little fish ride thingy, but that's all we really got to do. It seemed like time just flew or something, right?" So we're walking back to the house, and I have him arm in arm. And he goes, "Are you enjoying your cotton candy?" I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "You didn't eat dinner the whole day. All you ate was that cotton candy." And I was like, "Oh, I don't really need dinner. This will be fine. Like, this is my dinner. Like, I'm fine with like just cotton candy." He said that that's nothing but sugar. That can't be good for you. And I go, "It's okay. I'm just gonna eat this." And he goes, "Just give that to me for right now." And I'm like, "I don't want to give this to you." I'm like, "No, I'm enjoying my cotton candy. Like, what are you doing? Like, give it back." And he's like, "No." And then he like moves. He does this, and like he won't let me get it back from him. So then he finally puts it down. He waits for me to like I guess he waits for me to like settle down or whatever. And so like I grab his arm, and then he grabs my hand, and we start walking in the house. And then he sets the cotton candy on the table, and he goes in the kitchen, and he starts looking through like his refrigerator. And I'm getting excited because I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I'm actually staying the night over here, or why we're actually spending the night together, guys." We made it back from the amusement park, and now we're like spending the night together, like we're hanging out. Even if I shift back now, even if I was to shift back right then at that moment, that would be like the happiest day of my life. I swear. I was like excited. Anyway, he throws like a pizza in the oven. I don't know what kind of pizza it was, but it did not look like it didn't look anything like our world pizza. Ours is different. It has like it actually looks like pepperoni and stuff. And when I asked him what kind of pizza it was, he said kamikaze pizza. And I said, "Oh, okay." And I'm like, "Is it good?" And he goes, "It's the best pizza here." And I said, "Okay." He goes, "You've never been to the restaurant?" I'm like, "No, I've never been to any restaurants here because I'm new here." And he's like, "Oh, that's right. I forgot." He goes, all right, let's go in the room now so we can finish having our talk from earlier." I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "Oh, okay, yeah, let's go." So I'm following him in there, and he's like, "Have you decided which one?" And I told him, I said, "Of course I'm gonna pick two because two is obviously easier. Um, it's not gonna be like it's not gonna be bad. It's not gonna be like a spanking or anything, right?" He said, "No, it's nothing like that at all, like whatsoever." I was like, "Then I picked two. Two's easy, I didn't say two was easy, but I'm thinking two's got to be easy. Two's not like one. It's got to be way better." Guys. So he said, is two like he said, "Is two like your final pick?" And I said, "Yeah, two's my final pick." And he said, "Okay, I'm gonna go get in the shower, and I'll be right back." And I was like, "Didn't you just take a shower like 5 minutes ago before I got here?" And he was like, "No, no, I did, but I didn't." And I was like, "What does that mean?" And he said, "Well, you knocked on the door and I stopped taking my shower." And I go, "Okay, well, whatever, go finish." So I'm sitting down, at the edge of the bed, and I'm waiting for him to come out. And I'm just thinking anytime, like, I'm like, "Okay, guide, anytime. If you pop up here, I will shift out, whatever." Like, I'll just tell him, "We'll wait until next time." But at the same time, I'm still kind of like, I can't really do that because I know that it's wrong for me to just run away. I can't run away. So he comes out, and he's only wearing his towel again. And I'm like, "Okay, he's only wearing his towel." And I go, "Are you gonna put on some pajamas?" And I try not to look at him because every time I look at him, guys, I stare like like that. Like, guys, like he's bringing out a side of me that I didn't Okay, that it's not like I didn't have that side. I'm not like a virgin or anything, so but I mean, he's making me like kind of like lustful because he's like walking around me with like a towel on and with, like his chest and his arms all, all yummy looking, just out like that. So then when he comes back, he's like, um, take off your clothes. And I'm like, what? And he's like, take off your clothes. And I was like, no, I'm not gonna take off my clothes. He said, you wanted to know what the second one was, right? And I said, uh, Toshinori? He goes, what? And I'm like, uh, so your punishment for being on your bed, that was he said, do as I say. I said, okay. So I start like trying to undo my button slowly, but I'm thinking, holy shit, like what the fuck is going on here? Like the whole time this was going through my head, like I actually removing my freaking garments, whatever. And I have on so underneath my white underneath my off-white dress, I have on a petticoat. That's you, I dress with a petticoat. Yeah, I had a petticoat on. I told you guys I was trying to dress Lolita. Yes, I had a petticoat on. And I had on like a little slip. So basically underneath I had on more kind of like more clothes. So I didn't really care kind of, but I did care because I didn't know where this was going. So I took off. I started unbuttoning it, but my unbuttoning was so slow with my thinking. And then he like started walking toward me. I thought of um I thought of like backing up as he came toward me, but I was just like, I can't do that. I'm gonna stand my ground. I'm gonna stand here, and he came like this close to me. He's up here. So I'm looking up at him and he's like, do you need help removing do you need help removing your clothes? And I was like, no, no, I can do it. And he goes, your hands are shaking. And he puts his hands over my hands and he goes, I'm like, what? And he's like, I'll do it. And I'm like, no, 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 it's okay, I can do it. And I started like unbuttoning it really fast. And then like I step out of the dress and he's looking at my my slip thing. Yeah, okay, I have to wear like a slip thing on with it because it's almost kind of see-through. That's how thin and sheer it is. But it's really, really pretty. It has like these rose designs on it. Anyway, maybe I'll show you guys later. But it's a dress that I like okay, so the shoes I got from Amazon, but the dress, most of my stuff I usually make them. Like I made like this. Um I made like my bows. I didn't make this hat though. I got this hat from Anime STL. Okay, I'm straying away from the story. Let me come back. Anyway, he stands back and he looks at me and he's like, Are you wearing Um, are you actually wearing like underwear this time? Are you wearing like undergarments? And I said, yes, I am. He said, take those off. So I'm like, okay. So, I take off, first I take off the bra. I take my sweet time too, because I'm like, what the heck, man? What the fuck is number two? What is that? So I take off the bra thingy, and then, I remove like the underwear, panties, whatever. And I put them like behind me. And he's like, let me see them. And I'm like, what? He's like, let me see them. I'm like, no, I don't want you to see I don't want you to see them. I'm like, that's so embarrassing. He said, you asked for number two. I gave you. So I put them in his hands and he holds them. He's like, they're really warm. And I'm like, yeah. He's like looking at them. And then he looks at me. I'm like, what? Like, and I'm standing like kind of with my hands like on my lap. And I kind of like have my legs like tight together. I'm just like, what the heck? And then he's like, he walks up. And remember, guys, he's wearing his towel, so I'm still staring at him. And he like pushes me back on the bed. So I fall back, and my arms like land down on both sides to be like this. And I'm trying to like sit up a little bit because I'm like, it feels like I'm gonna fall off the ledge of the bed. But then Toshinori comes there and he puts his legs there. So my legs are resting on his, and he's like, "You said you wanted number two, right? Your number two is you wanted this punishment instead, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "You still want this one instead of one." And I'm thinking anything's better than one because one is spanks. Okay, if you spank me, my bottom is probably going to be, not only is it going to be able to turn red from your hand, but I probably won't be able to sit for like a month. I mean, you're freaking All Might for what I know. So, guys, what happens next? He like he like moves my arm like down so that his arms are there, and he's staring at me, and I'm like, "Oh my god, what is this? Like, what is gonna happen? What did I do? Maybe I should beg. Maybe I should beg and plead. I don't know what I should do, guys." So I'm like, um, I was like, "Can you just forgive me for?" I was like, "Please, Toshinori, my love, forgive me for breaking into your house and sleeping next to you." I said, "Matter of fact, I didn't even break in. I kind of like teleported, right?" And he's like, "That doesn't make it right. And you still got to accept your punishment." So then he's staring at me, and I go, "What?" And he's like, "Nothing." And then I'm like, "Okay, like, what's the big idea, whatever." So then he takes his arm and he like runs his fingers down my arm. Basically, like it feels like he's trying to like turn me on. And I'm kind of stiff. I'm just sitting there like that. And he's like, and then he touches my hair. He like does this. And I'm like, "Toshinori?" And he doesn't say anything. He's just like still like bothering me. Then he like puts his hand over my ear. And I think, what is he doing? Like, is he trying to like, he has to know I'm not comfortable with this. Like, it's, yes, I said I'll take the, he has to know I'm not comfortable with this. I'm not ready for, I don't think I'm ready for him in that way. Like, intimately, I don't think I'm ready for him. Anyway, guys, he stops and he looks up at me again. This is like the third time he looked at me. And then he goes and he kisses me like right underneath like my left, like right on the left side of my rib cage, like right where my breastbone is. And I kind of joke a little bit, like, "Oh my god, this guy is probably serious, or he's probably serious. Like, am I gonna get lucky?" Like a part of me was like happy, like, but the other part of me is like petrified. I'm like so terrified. I'm kind of shaking and trembling a little bit. And then he doesn't say anything. He's still looking at me. And I'm like, "What is it?" And he's taking his sweet time, fiddling through my hair, messing with my ear again, all this stuff. And then he's doing this for like 20 minutes, guys, just straight. So I'm just like, okay, I guess he's not gonna go any further, and I guess I'm fine with that. If this is punishment, then hey, I don't understand how or why this is punishment, because it seems like you're just trying to give me this pleasure, right? Or whatever. You're just trying to like give me pleasure, so it can't be punishment. So then he like he reaches over my shirt and he starts lifting my shirt, and I'm like, okay. And then, this is where it gets a little bit R-rated, so I don't know how old the kids are watching this, or people watching this video might not be appropriate for you. But he puts his mouth there. And then he looks up at me again. And I'm like, so then now I'm starting to feel like a little bit irritated. And I'm actually like, I'm starting to feel like a little bit of anger kind of like well up inside of me a little bit. And I don't understand why I'm getting so frustrated and so like, I go, you know what, just get it over with if you're gonna do it already. Stop playing around and just, do whatever you gotta do. And then, just get it over with. Like it's gonna be over in a second, right? I mean, this is your punishment. I don't understand how this is a punishment anyway, but whatever, just get on with it. And then he's like, hmm. He looks at me again, he's like, hmm. And I'm like, what? So then he goes lower and I'm like OMG. And he sits up and he's like, you finally figure this out? And I go, um, number one. I think I want number one. He goes, it's too late and I can't wait anymore. So I'm gonna all of you out there. Okay. This is not um I'm not happy at right now at this point. Because I realize what he's doing. And it's not because of it's not because I don't want him. It's not for any reason that a normal person, I guess I'm not really a normal person, that a normal person would think like, oh, she's getting angry because I'm taking too long or anything like that. The thing is, and in order for me to explain it to you guys, I would have to tell you like one of my dark secret fantasies. Basically, he's playing this out and this is meant for him. So I'm going to just tell you guys. I'm going to tell you guys what it is. If you're like younger than the age you're supposed to be, I don't, and you know what? I don't know what age kids are supposed to watch or listen to stuff like this. So I have to tell you guys what this fantasy is in order for you to understand what he's doing. So if I share, if I share this with you guys, you have to promise to share yours. So tag in the video below, tag what um, your secret dark sexual fantasy is about whatever character you're simming for, whatever. I would love to hear about it since I'm going to share mine. I can't believe I'm actually going to share it on YouTube. Anyway, okay, I'll tell you. So I had the idea that at the end of the day, All Might would be mine, and I could take him in whatever way I wanted. And so the position would be him laying on his back and me doing whatever I wanted to him, pleasuring him. I would like to give him, I want to give him the most pleasure he's ever had in his life. And I want to torture and tease him with so much pleasure. And I want to build up that tension. I want to build up all that tension, all that stress, because that's initially what's happening when you're going through the climax period. And imagine like a shaft. So I want, so I want to like build it up and not let him, and basically just edge him like the whole time, like pull him, like push him up there. And then when he reaches like, when he reaches the end and he like explodes, I imagine that his love milk will be like that gun in Splatoon, that one gun where you just shoot it and it all just comes spurting out. And there's a bunch of it all at once and it makes that noise, that spilling noise. That's what I imagine him like. And when he releases that, um, it like relieves him, it satisfies him, it releases and relieves all the pressure, all the stress he was feeling. So now he's calm, relaxed, happy. If does that make sense to you? And I wanted to do that for him. But I wanted to do it in such a way that he couldn't tell me to stop if he asked. There would be something stopping him from stopping me from doing what I'm doing to him. Okay? Now let's go back to the present situation. How in the world does he know about my fantasy? How does he know about my dark fantasy in this way? I don't understand how he figured it out or how he or when he learned it. And I'm thinking it might have been when he touched my guide. Maybe he somehow went into my head. I don't know. But now I'm feeling frustrated because this is supposed to be me. Like, you're supposed to be in where I'm laying at right now. This is supposed to be you. You're supposed to be the one on your back. Supposed to be the one pleasuring you and torturing you to no end and giving you lots of O's and enjoying the love milk that comes out and feeling your release when you come out. Yes, I know. Anyway, that was the plan. But now it's like backfiring because he's doing everything I was going to do to him. He's trying to do all these things to me. And now I'm like kind of I'm not really happy because I feel like I feel like I wanted to be able to do that first. That was that was supposed to be me. I was supposed to be able to touch you. I was supposed to be able to get the love milk first before you. That was supposed to be me. And it's so frustrating that I have to sit here now and endure this because I didn't ask, because you said you weren't going to. I should have just taken this stupid spanking. Like, I should have just freaking taken it. Anything but this, because you know what? I don't want you to see me. I mean, I don't want him to see me. Like, it's like, Toshinori, I don't want you to see me yet because my body isn't the way I want it to be, guys. Okay, I'm not like some skinny person. You know, I'm not perfect. I don't have a perfect body. Before the pandemic, I used to work out like, my workout was swimming. They took away swimming. It went bye bye. My friends, everyone knows, my family, they told me, they said, you should just go out and start walking. But I didn't walk before that. I wasn't walking before. So it's like, why would I start walking? That was never a thing for me. But so now, like, actually, the experience, guys, it wasn't bad. It was actually, the night was filled with lots of O's and lots of amazing, like, O's and stuff. But I didn't get the, I didn't get to touch him back. That's the only thing, and I really wanted that more than anything. I wanted to give something back to him, and I felt like I couldn't give that back. And I'm not gonna go into I'm not gonna go into the messy details because, like I said, I mentioned love milk enough. The people watching are probably like, "What the heck?" Anyway, um, I ended up shifting back here, bathing afterwards, and still, I literally still, I still felt his touch after. I could still feel him after, and I have to say he's amazing. Like, he's really good. Uh, really, really good. Like, I dreamt about him and everything. I don't think I have a wet dream about him. I know. Anyway, I wanted to share this video with you guys because I felt like um our relationship did take a little further. It stepped further. It didn't go in the way that I wished it would have. I did share my secret. I did share my really, really dark secret with you guys. So I would appreciate it if you guys shared it with me as well. I would really appreciate it so much. And if you're young, if you're like a kid or something, I'm so sorry you had to listen to that. It's probably so cringy. Um, anyway, I'll see you guys in my next video. I'll have another video coming up soon. I'm gonna answer more questions about guides and things like that. Like I said earlier, and I told you guys the video was going to be long. I told you. I tried to warn you. Sorry, not sorry. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye. Have a good day.